In this video, we will see introduction of induction motors or induction machines. Induction machines. So when we say induction machines, it covers both induction generators and induction motors. It covers both induction generators and induction motors also. Induction motors, right? So these induction generators are having applications in wind power plants, wind power generation, and in aeroplanes, right? So wherever we will get variable speed, there we can use induction motors, and we can produce electrical energy. We can convert wind energy into electrical energy, right? And when it comes to motor, it is having wide range of applications. Induction motors are having wide range of applications. Wide range in the sense, out of all the motors, that is among all the motors, it occupies 85%. 85% of motors are induction motors. 85% of motors are induction motors, right? So here the main advantage of this induction motor is, if I write advantages of induction motors, advantages are, its construction is very simple. Construction is very simple. And it is rugged and robust. That means it can be used in any environmental conditions, right? In some places like hazardous places, or if you take some chemical industries, in some places human being cannot work. In such cases, we can use induction motors, right? And the main feature of this induction motor is, in case of three-phase induction motors, in three-phase induction motors are self-starting nature, right? These three-phase induction motors are self-starting motors. And one more feature of this induction machine is, it can be treated as a constant speed machine, right? From no load to full load, there is a slight variation in speed, right? It is having drooping characteristics, right? It is having drooping characteristics. It is having drooping characteristics. It is having drooping characteristics like DC shunt motor. This is one of good feature of the induction motor. And as it is having drooping characteristics, it won't deviate. Its speed won't deviated much from no load to full load. So it can be termed as a constant speed machine, right? So it can be treated as constant speed machine. Or motor. So because of these advantages, or because of these features, induction motors are widely used in application point of view, right? Actually, we are having different types of motors, like DC motor. I can say different types of motors, different types of motors, different types, different types of motors, different types of motors. I can say one is DC motor, DC motor, and second one is, I can say, induction motor, induction motor, and third one is synchronous motor, synchronous motor, synchronous motor. So among these motors, 85% of applications are related to this induction motor. It can be used around 85%, right, among all, right, if we consider 100% of motors, which includes all the types, and among that 100%, that is among all the motors, induction motors are used 85%. Why? Because it is having following features, right? And we are having some of the disadvantages with other motors. That is, if you take for example DC motor, it requires it can control. Advantage of this DC motor is speed, smooth speed controlling is possible, right? So I can say advantages point of view, it is having smooth speed control, smooth speed control, speed control, and none of the machine can beat this feature, right? Induction motor, by using induction motor we can control the speed, but not smooth as much as this DC motor, right? This is the great feature of DC motor. It is having very smooth speed control, but it requires a lot of maintenance, right? DC motor consists brushes and, but maintenance is more, maintenance is more due to brushes and commutator, right? Due to brushes and commutator. Why? Because DC machine consists commutator. So in that DC machine, it should give successful commutation. That means good commutation, right? So good commutation in the sense, we should not get sparks at the surface of the commutator, right? If we are getting sparks at the surface of the commutator, then the sparks may burn out the commutator segments, so which can destroy the entire commutator part, right? So that maintenance we need to take care in DC motors point of view. But whereas coming to induction motor, it does not consist any commutator, right? Actually, induction motors are two types. One is squirrel cage induction motor, and second one is slip ring induction motor. In squirrel cage induction motors, even we don't require brushes also, right? Brushes or slip rings also. So I can say, compared to that machine, I mean, comparing to squirrel cage induction motor with the DC motor, we can say very less maintenance, right? There is no brushes and commutator now, so we no need to worry about it, right? And coming to other class of machine is synchronous motor. That is this one, third one. The great feature of this machine, this motor is, it is a constant speed machine. It is a constant speed machine. Constant speed machine. It is a constant speed machine, but it is not self-starting. Not self-starting in nature. Self-starting in nature. Self-starting in nature. So due to this drawback, in most of the cases we won't prefer synchronous motor, right? Yeah. And the synchronous motor is doubly excited. Another drawback of synchronous motor is, it is doubly excited. Doubly excited. Doubly excited means, for stator winding we have to give AC supply, and to the rotor winding we have to give DC supply, so that it is called doubly excited. And this is also one of the drawback in synchronous motors point of view. So when we compare these two drawbacks, which is not happening in induction motors, that's why in most of the applications point of view, induction motors are preferred, right? Induction motors are preferred, right? That's why, due to these reasons and due to these advantages or these features, and because of disadvantages of other motors like DC motors and synchronous motors, as it is not having, as induction motor is not having these disadvantages, na? So because of this reason, these induction motors are widely used in application point of view, right? That's why it has gained this much popularity, right? And another point of this induction motors is uh, induction motors is also called as asynchronous motors, right? Induction motors, induction motors also called as asynchronous motors, asynchronous motors, asynchronous motors, asynchronous motors. So why we can call these motors as asynchronous motor means, here development of torque inside this induction motor depends upon rotor currents, right? And this rotor currents exist because of rotor EMF, and rotor EMF exist depends upon relative motion between a rotating magnetic field and rotor conductors. For example, if rotor conductors having speed equals to synchronous speed, there is a zero relative speed between these two. So due to that, what will happen? There is no chance to induce EMF, and which won't create, circulate currents. So because of that, torque is going to be zero. So that's why these machines are called asynchronous machines, right? Whenever motor rotates with other than synchronous speed, right? If motor is rotating with synchronous speed, then EMF induced in the rotor conductors is zero, so that currents also zero. So due to that, torque production also zero. And when rotor rotates other than synchronous speed, right? If you take motor case, if rotor is rotating less than synchronous speed, so whenever rotor rotates less than synchronous speed, definitely there exists a relative motion between rotating magnetic field and rotor conductors. So whenever relative motion exists between rotor conductors and rotating magnetic field, so definitely EMF will induce according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction principle. So whenever this EMF induced in the rotor conductors which circulate currents, and because of these currents, machine can produce torques. So that's why induction motors are also called as asynchronous motors. Asynchronous means that that machine is going to produce torque when rotor rotates with other than synchronous speed, right? So that's why it is called as asynchronous motor. Right. This is about introduction part of induction machines or induction motors. So in the next video, we will discuss constructional details of induction motors. Right. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, if you really understand this video, please like it and comment it, and please share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.